Hello everyone, this is Impulse and welcome back to HermitCraft Season 5. No need to adjust whatever device you're watching this on. Yes, I actually do have 598 levels of XP on me. I've been doing some AFK work, I guess. Not work really, but I've been AFKing at my Guardian farm and getting some XP. And at some point I will explain to you guys how I've been doing that. But we'll see if we can even keep this XP for the entire episode. With my track record, probably won't be able to. But anyway, we're here in the Nether Hub. It looks like, or what will be the Nether Hub, it looks like Skull85. Skull. He's gonna take on the Nether Hub, which is awesome because we are in desperate need of having a decent Nether Hub as things are just starting to get very out of control with paths everywhere and weirdness. But anyway, he's looking for donations. He needs ink, nether wart, and glass. Now, I could probably help on the glass part right away. Did get my sand back from Mumbo. Went and grabbed that for him. Saved him a trip out there. I needed it for some other things. But the ink. Ink is something I've been complaining about for a while. That I need ink as well to get the dark prismarine happening. And nobody's donated anything yet, so it looks like he still needs it. So I'm thinking today, guys, we solve the ink shortage issue that we have here on the server. I'm gonna make a squid farm. That is the plan for today. I'm going to go collect some materials. Actually, you know what? In order for squid to spawn, we need to find a place that has... I gotta go this way. We're gonna find a place that doesn't have a lot of water. And so typically I like to make squid farms in the desert because the desert shouldn't have too many lakes around it and things like that, water down in caves as much, hopefully. And we will do that. We'll go into the desert. I have the same desert I've been digging out. We'll go over to that area. And we'll find, an area that's far enough away from any coastline of ocean or anything like that. But there are some rivers cutting through it. I've already scoped out this area a bit, and I do not know how to get to Mumbo's. I always take a wrong turn, so we're going to have to go this way. But there are some rivers and stuff around there that I'm going to run into. And so because of that, I am going to, and I think Mumbo's done with them anyway, I'm going to head over to Mumbo's, and I'm going to get my sponges back because he did borrow some sponges from me. Because he missed a bit of area and he needed to borrow those sponges. And this is crazy, guys. Look at this. He's got wolves on his island here. Like, okay, look at this. This was nuts. Beach, right? Beach. This is all beach except for this little patch of grass, which is forest. Apparently, this little patch of grass was enough to spawn a wolf. Isn't that crazy? That is absolutely crazy. That is the tiniest little spot. Two wolves. Look at that. He's got two untamed wolves here. Just on his little island from that little piece of forest. That is absolutely nuts. But let's see. Oh, actually, let's see. Do we have the free print? I put that there. Where did he put the sponges? Okay, so I'm going to have to look around. I'm going to have to look around and see if I can actually find these sponges. Maybe he made a trip and gave them back or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to head over here and see if I can find them. Ah, there they are. There they are. I think he borrowed 30, maybe 31. It's okay if he lost one. No big deal. But yeah, we are going to grab these. Because like I said, I don't think he really needs them anymore. I know he's got some water pockets around here. If he does want to drain those, he can let me know. No biggie. I will let him borrow them again. But we're going to need these for today anyway. And so next stop is I'm going to gather some stuff that we're going to need to actually build this ink farm up. And then I'll head out to the spot. We're going to have to make portals and stuff so that it's easy to get to and fro. Something like that, this place, and then we'll build it up. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We'll have ink sacks for days by the end of the episode. That is the plan, so let's get moving. Okay, I've selected a spot to build this thing out in the middle of the desert, and it's gonna be near a desert temple, actually. So with any luck, this portal will link up, and we'll be coming through somewhere near a desert temple, and I've already marked the location. Look at that. There we go. Here's the desert temple. Perfect. Gave me a new portal on the other side. And let's see if we can find my marker block. There it is. This is going to be the center of the farm. Thanks for sleeping, whoever just did that. And this is going to be the center of the squid farm here, the ink farm. And yeah, don't shoot at me. Don't shoot at me. Leave me alone, buddy. Leave me alone. Come on. Thank you. All right, and yeah, so this is the block right here that I marked out, and what we need to do now is kind of see how much water we have to deal with in the area. So I believe if we go this way a bit, and we'll avoid these creepers here, maybe they can help me do some digging later. There should be a river that kind of cuts through where the desert transitions to the savanna. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so stuff like this might be in range. I need to come in here and get rid of all this water. So I brought some sponges with me for that. You guys saw me get those back from Mumbo. That's the reason why. And also need to dig out a large area because squid spawn between like layers 40 and 60. Hang on, I got the details. 62 to 46. There we go. Or 46 to 62, whichever way you want to look at it. So we need to, right now, we are at, this creeper's chasing me around, 67. So if I go down 5 layers and then dig from there all the way down to 46, that's kind of the zone that squid will spawn in. Yeah, why not? Let's let him blow up. Help me out, buddy. There we go. Yeah, that's about 5 layers. Okay, not quite. 3. You want to help too? Do you? Do you? Not that close. Oh, professional diggers here. Awesome. But yeah, I'm going to dig this out and we will start construction. I can definitely talk today. Constructing the squid farm. Here we go. Okay, so I've got some work done here already. I've dug out where the squid farm is going to be. And you guys may recognize the shape of this thing because we're going to basically use the same concept. Whoa. Spiderhead just sitting here. Very nice, very nice. We're going to use the same concept as the Guardian farm to get squids to spawn. So basically did the whole plus sign with 8 spaces so we can funnel these things to a middle chamber where they will die, and that makes things nice and easy for me. And what we need to do now is put in these pillars so that, you know, they can hopefully, you know, run into them and then the water will push them down, that kind of thing. So we need to go from here all the way up to layer 62 because that's where they could spawn, and we are all the way down at 46 as you can see. So between 62 and 46 is where squid can spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and just stack glass up, and then what we'll do is we'll drop a little water source. So we want to make it so I'm actually standing and looking at block 62 right there. So they can spawn anywhere from here all the way down to where the sea lanterns are, and then I'll basically make these pillars. I gotta put some signs in, a whole bunch of signs in down there to hold the water back, and then we'll be able to start seeing some spawns, hopefully. So yeah, let me go ahead and just get all these pillars in real quick and get that done. Okay, pillars are in. I've put a roof on this thing, and now it is time to finally start adding some water here. So everywhere where I broke a block, that's where we need to actually place some water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right there, and that is the first layer where they should be able to spawn, and that will go all the way down, giving them a lot of room. We'll go ahead and cover that with sea lanterns for now, just so we know we got it taken care of. And this is going to get a bit tedious. I did grab a couple buckets, but we have a lot of spots to fill here, so this is going to take a while. So I guess I'll just fast forward through this. There we go, the water's all in, and technically this thing should be working now. We should start seeing some squid, and haven't yet, just came down here, haven't seen any just yet. Maybe we are too close to this thing. We need to get at least, you know, 24 blocks away or whatever. That may be a thing, but I think our main problem is there's other people on the server, and the Squid Mobcap is fairly low. They have their own mobcap, and they're probably loading squid around them, and I'm not going to get any. I'm not going to get any as long as other squid are loaded in the world. So, and also, we could potentially have an issue with the spawn chunks. That happened yesterday when Tango and I were trying to catch a squid on our live stream. And what happened was CubFan actually had to go to the spawn chunks, I believe is what he did. And he started killing some squid there. And the second he did that, started getting lots of squid spawning around me. So maybe I have to do that. We might have to go over to the spawn chunks and see if there's some squid there to kill. So if that's a problem, I don't know if I want to have to do that every time, and I definitely can't drain the spawn chunks because it's pretty much all just ocean. But yeah, okay, well, I was hoping one would spawn as we just kind of cleaned up down here. But basically, the next step I want to do, other than make sure some squid spawn, is I want to get some ice to go in here so that when they get past this water here, they fall, and we're going to scoot them to the center here with some ice and some water flowing on there, and then we'll drop them all the way down to their death, which how much further can we actually go? We're at layer 40, so yeah, that's probably doable. We should be able to still drop them to their death before we run into bedrock or anything else to worry about. But yeah, looks like I'm going to have to take a trip over to the spawn chunks and see if I can clear up some mobcap space. Somebody decided they would just be walking around my base and somehow got his hands on a guardian skull and put it on. Hey buddy, I don't know if you know this, but it's not quite time for Halloween. You don't need to be wearing a mask. I think he might be jealous. He's just so jealous of all the attention I've been giving this season to these guardians that he wanted to be one himself, I guess. Look, he even helped himself to some fish. This guy's crazy. We need a name, people. We need a name. Drop it in the comments. What are we going to name this guy? We are definitely keeping him. That's for sure. All right, it's working. We got some squid raining down. Oh, yeah. Finally this thing is working. I say finally because I had to make quite a few modifications. You can probably already tell. We have some fence gates up above us, and the water layout's a little bit different. But it's working. It's finally working. We are getting some squid. We've almost got some squid. Some ink sacks. We've almost got 5 stacks already. And this thing is awesome. Now, it highly depends on what's going on the server. Because up until just a little bit ago, I was getting absolutely nothing. Worked on this on live stream, trying to get this thing going. And TFC was on. He was AFK fishing. And he had a whole bunch of squid around him in his ocean next to his fishing shack. And I was getting nothing here because the Squid Mobcap was taken up. They have their own Mobcap, and they were all spawned around TFC. But the second he logged out, this thing started cranking out some squid. You can see below us how it's working. And yeah, it's working great now. I'm so excited because, I wasn't sure. So let me explain some of the changes that have been made. Before I was using the same water layout as the Guardian farm. That wasn't working out so good. I did test it. I had some spawn in here with that layout. And because it was just water next to pillars of glass, the squid never actually did find their way down. What happens now is with this layout, they will kind of start wandering around and they'll find their way to air pockets. And that's why we did kind of these waterways the way we did them. So we have a lot of air in between. You can see there's water here, but there's air on like 3 sides of it. So if they start to wander out of this water stream, they're going to find air and they're going to just fall. And then they're going to fall into that water. And eventually that's going to push them over into the fall there, the killing chamber, if you will. They fall all the way to their death into those hoppers, and we're going to lead that into some chests so we can store a bunch of this ink. But you can see here, even here, they're kind of fighting the current and stuff. So not exactly perfect, but eventually that water will get the best of him and he'll work his way over, hopefully before he despawns. So maybe not 100% efficient. A direct fall onto a bunch of hoppers maybe, or a minecart that picks him up, maybe would have been better, maybe. And maybe I will change this design. We'll check out the rates and see if we get enough. And I think that one finally did despawn before he fell off. So yeah, something to think about there. Looks like it's getting to be nighttime already, and this place gets absolutely crazy at nighttime. So let me sleep real quick, and we'll talk about some of the other things I had to do to get this thing working. All right, much better. Nice to have some daylight out here. Look at this though. They are spawning so fast, and yeah, for the most part they are making their way over. These ones that kind of spawn towards the back of the water here definitely struggle to get off the edge. I was really hoping they wouldn't fight the water currents as much as they have been, but eventually, yeah, that one did fall, that one fell. So yeah, it's working decently. Like I said, there's probably some things that we could do to make it even better, but I need to get a chest down there so we can actually collect some of that stuff. Let's see. It's probably, oh, I got plenty of wood. Let's go ahead and make a few chests, and we will put them down at the end of the hopper. Like I said, the other things I had to worry about was water. in the area. So what I did was I went from this spot, this area kind of directly underneath here, I went 128 blocks out in each direction and kind of just took a look. Saw if there was any water going on, and unfortunately there was. Is this like a fully dressed husk here? Get away, buddy. I don't need your hunger or whatever you're trying to give me. So we'll head over here. There's a river that kind of just circled around this whole thing. And luckily to, what direction? Not a screenshot. I always hit the wrong one. Luckily to the south and the north, there wasn't any water bodies. Like it went far enough north and south to avoid this area, the 128 region. But over here, you can see there was kind of a river that cut through here. And I came in with my sponges. That's why I got those back from Mumbo at the beginning of the video. And we went ahead and drained all this water out. Now, there may be some water down in caves and stuff. So I might need to do a little bit of caving around here and check for that. Maybe get on my spectator count and take a look. Now, we only need to worry about that region that we've put this water in, right? Which was 40, what was it, 46 to 62, I think it was. So that's the only Y value that we care about if we do want to look for water around this area. So not a whole lot of caves will probably have water in that area, but oh, look at this, guys. It's just so... I can't even express how happy I am now to see this thing working, because after building it up with the Guardian farm design and then it not working and having to tear it down and come up with this design, to see this thing working and working this well definitely makes me happy. Oh my goodness. So I guess now, yeah, let's go down. Let's go down here. I got a water drop. Hopefully it works. Oh, that always makes me nervous, especially with 601 levels on me. By the way, I haven't really talked about why I'm doing this whole 600 level plus thing. I have a goal, guys. I have a bit of a goal. I want to try to get to 1,000. I want to get to 1,000 levels of XP this season. It's something I've never done. I don't recall ever getting that many levels in Minecraft, and I just think it would be really cool if I could get that many levels at some point in time. So we're going to go for it. We're going to try. Of course, that means I need to not die. So those kind of risks that I take, like, you know, dropping through this water drop, yeah, we should probably take less of those kind of risks. But that's the goal, guys. That's the goal. So we're going to see if we can get there. If I die, I'm going to try not to be too upset, and we'll just start over. And with the Guardian XP farm cranking out XP and me being able to AFK there, I think we can do it. I think we can do it. So anyway, this is great. I think I'm going to leave myself AFK overnight. I don't know what's going to happen. It depends on who logs into the server. The Squid Mobcap is really weird. I think it's only like 5. Like if there's 5 other squid on the server, this isn't going to work at all, which is crazy. This, like I said, this is the first time I've ever built a squid farm, and I really didn't think it was that bad. But looking into it, I'm pretty sure what I read was that the mob cap for squid is 5 squid. So pretty much if anybody else is on the server, I don't think this thing's going to be producing that much, unfortunately. Right now, I'm lucky Tango's on the server, but he's AFK by his iron farm way up in the sky. So he's far enough away from the water that he doesn't have any squid nearby. So right now is the perfect condition, and as you can see, this is coming in really, really good. So what I'm going to do is leave myself AFK right here. I'm going to box myself in because I do not want to die. I don't want anything sneaking up on me in here. I'm going to leave myself like this. I'm going to check back in the morning because it's nighttime right now. I'm going to in real life sleep. And I'm going to get up in the morning. We're going to see what we got. I'm hoping this double chest is full and maybe even some of these hoppers backed up. We'll see. We'll see. In fact, this would be a good time for you guys to maybe go to the comment section. Tell me, how many stacks of ink do you think I'm going to get by leaving myself overnight? Do you think this chest is going to be full? Do you think, you know, it's going to be less than that? This is going to be extremely random because depending on who logs in the server might change everything. But I want to see if you guys can guess. Let's see. So drop it in the comments. How many stacks of ink will I have after this full night long of AFK session happens? Go ahead, put it in the comments, and I'll see you in a second. All right, it is now the morning, as you can probably tell by my morning voice. And if you guessed, well, let's see. 36 stacks plus a bit, then you are correct. I'm not happy with this, to be honest. I was actually kicked from the server. The server had restarted at some point, and I woke up this morning and I have no idea at what time that happened. So for all I know, this could be like 2 hours worth or even less. I have no idea. But now that I'm back on, it is the morning, and of course this is kind of a popular time for the server. It's gonna be hopping all day long, as you can imagine. So yeah, nothing's gonna be spawning anymore. But I did clean up this place just a little bit as well. Have the bed down here, have the portal down here, move some chests and things like that. And I closed off the top there with trapdoors, so we shouldn't have anything to worry about whilst we're in here. I might want to put some lighting in here or something, but we're close enough that nothing's going to really spawn anyway. So now I need to actually take this ink. I really wish I had gotten or brought with me an empty shulker box so we could fill it up. But I'll take a whole inventory, at least as much as I can carry. We just had a squid spawn. Okay. Interesting. I was not expecting that with this many people on the server. Apparently, there's still a chance that we could get some spawns, but of course, since other people are here, those are going to be pretty rare. Anyway, I'm going to take this over to the Nether Hub and give all this ink right here to Izzskull as a donation for the Nether Hub that he's going to be building. And we are back here where we started the episode, back at the Nether Hub donations box. And look at this, things have changed. There's actually stuff in here now. I'm not sure that he's really needing rotten flesh or cobblestone, but looks like some netherwort has been added. I would guess that's probably from Tango, since he's been working on a netherwort farm. So there we go. Now all he needs is some glass and he'll be good to go. Should we do it? Should we be good server mates and hook him up with some glass? I think we should. Be right back. Okay, I'm back with some glass. Let's put this in there. Perfect. There we go. We have given him quite a bit of stuff today, and this should be, I mean, it's exactly what he's asking for. Ink, netherwort, and glass. And he's got it now, so I'm gonna have to let him know. Hey man, check your, I know this has been here a while and it's been empty for a while, but now's the time to check it, because this should definitely help him move along with whatever he's gonna be doing for the Nether Hub. I don't know, I did see, well, I mean, I saw a little bit of it, but it's gonna be cool. It's involving some of this stuff, but I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be right here or if it's going to be up or what. Anyway, excited to see what Izzskull does. But today, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm running out of time, and I want to get this video out to you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe before you go. And with that said, I'll see you guys again next time. Have a good one, everyone.